You know, it feels like every single day our world gets a little bit smarter. Your phone knows what you want before you do, your car practically parks itself, your house even knows what temperature you like. But have you ever stopped to wonder how it actually works? Well, in this explainer, we're going to pull back the curtain and take a look at the invisible engine that's running the whole show. Right? From your voice assistant to that smartwatch on your wrist, it really seems like technology is starting to think for itself. But what is really going on behind the screen? What's the secret sauce? Okay, let's dive in and take a look under the hood. So what is this engine? Well, the magic isn't just one thing. It's actually a team of three incredibly powerful technologies all working together, creating what our source material calls an interconnected intelligent system. First up, we've got the Internet of Things, or IoT for short. This is the tech that connects all sorts of physical devices, your car, your thermostat, you name it, to the internet so they can gather and send data. You can think of them as the system's digital senses, constantly feeling out what's happening in the world. Next in our trio is artificial intelligence, or AI. Now, if IoT devices are the senses, then AI is absolutely the brain. It takes all that information pouring in from the IoT devices, analyzes it, and then makes smart decisions based on everything it's learned. And finally, we have robotics. These are the hands of the operation. So once the AI brain has made a decision, robotics gives the system the physical ability to actually carry out that task in the real world. Okay, so we've got the senses, the brain, and the hands. That all sounds great in theory, right? But what does it look like when this team actually gets to work? Let's check out a really practical example from our source material to see this whole system in action. So picture this. Your smart car breaks down. Instantly, and I mean instantly. Its IoT sensors detect the engine failure and use GPS to ping a maintenance center with your exact location. That's step one. Then the AI brain kicks in, analyzes the data, figures out the problem is probably overheating, and decides to dispatch a robot. And finally, robotics takes action. A little maintenance bot shows up, inspects the car, and maybe even makes a minor repair right there on the spot. It's this seamless process, happening completely in the background. Pretty amazing. But here's the thing. For any engine to run, it needs fuel. And for this invisible, intelligent engine, that fuel is data. And we are not talking about a trickle of data. We're talking about massive, almost unbelievable amounts of it. And this is what we call big data. It's this universe of information that's so huge, so complex, that our traditional tools, like a basic spreadsheet, they just can't handle it. This is the raw material that powers every single smart system we have. And this data is being generated everywhere, all the time. I mean, think about it. Every social media post, every time you buy something with a card, every tap on your phone's map, not just from you, but from billions of people and millions of devices. It's all feeding into this one enormous, constantly growing ocean of data. But big data isn't just about size, or what we call volume. To really get it, we use something called the 5 V's. It's also about the incredible velocity, the speed it's created at, the huge variety of data, from text to photos to videos, the veracity, meaning it has to be reliable, and maybe most importantly, the value we can actually get from all of it. Now, this data really comes in two main flavors. You've got your structured data, which is all neat and tidy, organized perfectly in rows and columns, kind of like a spreadsheet. And then you have unstructured data, and this is the messy stuff. We're talking about the text from a social media post, photos, videos, and it actually makes up the vast majority of the data out there. So we've got this unbelievably powerful, invisible engine, and it's chugging along on a fuel called big data. But all that power is pretty useless if we can't actually interact with it, right? How do we, as humans, control the engine? Well, that is where the dashboard comes in. The real trick, the real challenge, is taking all that insane complexity and translating it into an experience that feels totally simple, totally effortless for you, the user. And that brings us to the absolutely crucial principles of design. And this is where two key fields come into play: user interface, or UI, and user experience, or UX. Here's the easiest way to think about it. UI is how it looks, the colors, the buttons, the fonts. But UX is how it feels. Is it easy to use? Can you find what you need? Is it a smooth ride? You absolutely need both to make something people genuinely love to use. Really?
The best design makes technology feel invisible. A good interface just makes sense. Everything is where you expect it to be. A bad one? It's just cluttered and frustrating. And that's the difference between an app you use every single day and one you delete after 5 minutes.
Okay, so we've gone from the invisible engine all the way to the visible dashboard that lets us steer it. But this is where the story takes a really fascinating turn. What if the engine could start building its own dashboard? Well, that's not a what if anymore. It's happening right now. The same AI that powers that invisible engine can now design and build entire, professional-looking websites in just minutes. And get this, you don't have to write a single line of code. You just have to describe what you want. The whole process is just so simple, it's kind of mind-blowing. Instead of messing with code, you just tell the AI what you need, describe the style you're going for, and then tweak the results. All the complicated, heavy lifting is just done for you. And the way you talk to these AI tools is by using simple conversational text commands called prompts. You can get super specific, just like this example from our source material. You can literally just say, create a website for my school reading club, make it simple and cool for a 13-year-old, and use blue and white. And the AI just gets it. It understands what you mean and brings your idea to life. So we have covered a lot of ground here, from IoT sensors all the way to AI building its own websites. What's the big takeaway from all this? What does it all mean for you? I think the most important thing to remember is this. The invisible engine is now powerful enough to build its own visible dashboard. These incredibly complex systems that have been running behind the scenes are now creating their own user-friendly interfaces, and that's accelerating how we build and create in some truly unbelievable ways. So we've really traced the whole journey, haven't we? We started with that invisible engine, moved to the dashboards we use to control it, and now we've arrived at this moment where the engine has learned to build the dashboard all by itself. And that leaves us with one final, big question to think about. In a world where AI can both think like an engineer and create like an artist, our role starts to change. As machines take over more of the how, the new challenge for all of us becomes the what. So what will we choose to build? And how will our own creativity evolve right alongside it?